In today's lesson, we will learn to divide decimals by integers, or divide decimal numbers by whole numbers, such as in this first example, 7.2 divided by 9. A question such as this we can either work out using a mental method, or we can use a formal written method. We'll look at both to confirm our answer. To work out this calculation, 7.2 divided by 9, mentally, we can do the following steps in our head. We can look at 7.2 and say, well, 7.2 times 10 gives us 72. So we can change the question to 72 divided by 9, which we can easily do to get 8. Now to go back to the original question, we then need to divide that answer by 10 because we multiplied the initial question by 10. So we did the reverse, and 8 divided by 10 we know is 0.8. So our answer should be 0.8. We can use long division to confirm our answer. I'll be using the English method, but the French method works the same. So 7.2 divided by 9 is the same as saying how many times does 9 go into 7.2. And we can start by saying how many times does 9 go into 7? Well, that we know is 0. 9 times 0 is 0. Okay, so 7 minus 0 is 7. And we'll make sure that the decimal point is aligned. And then we bring down the 2. So now we have 72. And we say how many times does 9 go into 72? And we know that that's 8. So the answer in the written method, in the long division, has matched the answer in our mental method. Let's have a look at another example. Here we have 0.24 divided by 3. And we'll try to use just the mental method for this one. So again, we can look at 0.24 and think, well, 0.24 times 100 is 24. So in our head, we can do 24 divided by 3, which we know is 8. And then to get the answer for 0.24 divided by 3, we need to divide that answer by 100, which gives us 0.08. So 0.24 divided by 3, 0.08. Another thing to check here is that the number of decimal places in the question matches the number of decimal places in your answer. Okay, this should prevent you from thinking that 0.24 is 0.8. Okay. Let's have a look at a couple more examples. Example 3, 7.4 divided by 2. And we'll use the written method for this one. So we would say, following the English style, how many times does 2 go into 7.4? Remember, you can use the French method as well. The numbers are just on the opposite side, but the methods work the same because we start by saying how many times does 2 go into 7? Okay. When we know that 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so 7 minus 6 is 1. We're keeping the decimal point in the same position. Then we bring down the 4 to give us 14, and we say how many times does 2 go into 14? 7. So 7.4 divided by 2 is 3.7. Let's have a look at a slightly more difficult equation. 3.9 divided by 5. Again, using long division, we say how many times does 5 go into 3.9, and we'll make sure that we put the decimal point so that it stays in the same position. So we'll start off by saying how many times does 5 go into 3? Well, 5 into 3 goes 0 times. Okay, so 3 minus 0 is 3. Now we want to bring down the 9 gives us 39. And we say, how many times does 5 go into 39? Well, we know that 5 times 7 is 35, so that's closest. 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, and 39 minus 35 is 4. Now, we can't do 5 into 4, but what we can do is add an extra 0 at the end, because 3.9 is the same as 3.90. And we can bring down that 0 to say how many times does 5 go into 40. And we know that 5 times 8 is 40. So our final answer there for 3.9 divided by 5 is 0.78.